When I was coming home from work, I saw a strange, tic-tac shaped object, accompanied by two other flashing lights. I took a video and went home, but wasn't entirely convinced. On January 18th, around the same time, about 10:40 p.m., while coming home from work, I saw flashing lights in the sky again, around the same location. After arriving at the location, I see an oscillating, boomerang-like object, like a rotating saucer. I take a video of it spinning for a minute and begin to panic as I'm confused by its presence. The object disappears and leaves behind strange traces of light in the sky. Altogether, I took 3 videos of these occurrences. The final sighting of the boomerang still leaves me with so many questions. When I was about 10 years old, I witnessed a pill-shaped object in the sky on a nearly clear day. It was sunset at the time. I noticed the object, initially thinking that it was a reflection of a thin cloud. I watched the object for 5 minutes or so. It seemed to track the sun as it receded. That is, the object seemed to rotate as the sun moved. When the sun was almost fully set, the object seemed to stop tracking the sun's path. It began to rotate faster. It did so for a few seconds until it suddenly stopped. In another instant, it appeared to elongate and then vanished out of sight. I recently watched Lex Friedman's interview with Dave Fravor, an ex-Navy pilot who had witnessed a pill-shaped craft on a training run. It got me thinking about this memory again. Has anyone else here ever seen something like this? About 5 years ago, I was abducted. I'm not a psycho. I'm a scientific-minded person. I've tried making sense of it. I've come to the conclusion that it was too real to be a dream. All I can remember is the moment before it happened and the moment after. No memories of being on the UFO. No memories of any aliens. The whole experience went like this. The sun was barely set. The sky was dark blue. I was going to get the mail. As soon as I left the front door and walked down the steps, I saw it. Directly above me. I'm getting goosebumps while typing this. This wasn't some flying saucer out in the distance. This was a huge, gray, triangular, size of a city, hovering over my house. Motherfucking UFO. I knew that it was aliens. I felt impending doom, a sense of wonder, fear, hyper-excitement. I felt high. I knew that I was going to be taken. Then, I woke up in my bed. But it wasn't morning. It was the same time I went to get the mail. It's the craziest thing that's ever happened to me by far. So, I googled triangle UFOs, because that shit happens, and what do you know? It's a thing. A fairly common type of sighting. I never knew that. Then, for some reason, triangles everywhere. Street signs, music covers, screensavers, tattoos, Illuminati symbols, Nazi symbols, the pyramids. What the hell? Could it have been a dream? No. Triangle coincidences later? Maybe. What I do know is this. Truth is stranger than fiction. I've only told this story to my husband, and my parents know because they were there. But I thought it'd be interesting to get some opinions and feedback. I was around 8 or 9 and in my childhood bedroom, which backed up to woods. It was late at night, and I stirred because a light came in through my window. A big, bright, yellowish light that shone through the entire window. I thought it was weird and turned to face the other way, away from the window. I didn't hear any noise at all, but I suddenly felt something crawl into my bed next to me. I was very awake, not sleep paralysis or anything. I felt the bed sink down as they got in, and felt it touch my arm, but just barely. I was absolutely terrified, not knowing what the fuck was going on. I tried to pretend like I was sleeping, and turned a little bit, and there was a fucking alien laying next to me. It was a grayish color. I could barely see it because I was looking through a slit in my eyes. I can still, to this day, remember my heart beating out of my chest and telling myself to control my breathing, or it would know that I was awake. I then made a plan to run as fast as I could to my parents' room that was outside my door and across a landing. I counted down 3 to 1 and took off so fast. I threw my door open and didn't look back. My parents had 2 sliding doors for their bedroom doors, and I ran so fast that I actually slammed into them, breaking the lock. My mom and dad saw my panic, and they actually believed me, although they thought a human was in our house, not an alien. They searched the house from top to bottom, and we didn't find a thing. My mom still brings it up from time to time, and now believes that it was some sort of extraterrestrial or paranormal being.